February 24th, Thursday. So this is Coffee with Ralph. And by the way, I'm Ralph Gale. I'm the host here. And, each week I've been trying to touch on the topic of what's a compelling life look like in retirement. First I got to tell you that coffeewithralph.com is a free 15-minute call. Today's topic is an important topic. It is not the easiest topic for me to talk about. You see, after every one of my appointments with one of my clients, I make notes, I journal, if you will, so that I can keep track on what's going on with them mentally and, well, their family and physically and all those other good things. Because obviously, after doing this for a number of years, you got enough clients that you got to keep some kind of notes or you lose your mind. So I keep my journal, and I've joined a group on Facebook about caregivers, and I read these articles and these posts by these people who are caregivers, and I think, okay, well, most of the time I can tell you they didn't know what they're getting into when they decided to say yes to care for an ailing parent, an aging parent. But what I've got to delve into today is what is the end result, whether we have planning or not planning. And that sounds pretty cryptic, I know. By the way, I'm reading from my notes because this took me a bit to formulate so that I wasn't getting too heavy here. But I'll explain. I just had a review with a client. I'm going to name him Bill for privacy's sake. And I read back on my notes from him last year. I actually wrote, I titled it, okay. Memories are what make us who we are. Here's what I wrote. At the last annual review, this was last year now, with Bill, he began to tell me stories about when he was my age. Now, I'm 66. I think he's thinking I'm in my 50s someplace, but that's not the point. At first thought, I thought, oh boy, here we go again. But as I listened, I realized the story he told me last year and the year before was getting harder for him to tell. Not because of the emotions connected to it. He was having trouble remembering it. He stopped abruptly. Never mind, he said. It doesn't matter anyways. He was expecting me, like everyone else, to say, it's okay, and just move on. But I didn't. I waited until he remembered what he wanted to say to me. Why? Because I remembered an article years ago. It was in Reader's Digest, and it was titled Memories Make Us Who We Are. It was at that moment I understood exactly what that author meant. He said, without our memories, we have no personality, no compassion, no emotions. Bill has Alzheimer's. That's why it's getting hard for him to remember. And what he's struggling with isn't necessarily the memories. It's to keep his humanity, because without memories, there's nothing there. Maybe we should pay it forward and write it down so we can help them remember and hold on to who they are. Those memories of our loved ones should be passed on to future generations so they too can appreciate where they came from. We should, as caring individuals, be patient with them as well. Try to hold on to the memories. Help them try to hold on to the memories which are slipping away. The stories which they've repeated for the 100th time today won't be told at all very soon. With the loss of these memories, we lose the experiences and the knowledge and the wisdom that go along with them. I wrote this at Christmas time, and here's what it says. As Christmas approaches, let us remember that it isn't the presents that we get, but the memories that remain with us of our family and friends. So write it down, or better yet, record it. That way we can remember them when they're gone. That makes it incredibly important if you're a caregiver. If the person you're taking care of is family, please play it out in your mind that the memories you have when you've loved ones pass away aren't those wonderful memories when they were healthy. Yes, those memories are still there, but they'll be overshadowed by what you're going through now. And be kind to your family members who aren't there to help. It's probably because they can't handle the decline or seeing their loved one go through this. Make good memories, as hard as that might be. Make good memories. Hold on to the good memories of when they were healthy. Write them down, record them telling their stories. I prefer the recording. I remember a number of instances with one client, which every time I visit, I'd be told the same story. When we first met, the memory was precise, and as time progressed, multiple memories got blended into one. His children would correct him, which made him feel terrible. Oh yeah, that's what he'd say. Yeah, I guess you're right. I must have forgot. I could see how that was hurting him. Accusing him of lying, basically, is what his children would do. By correcting him constantly, this proud and honest man fell into depression, and he stopped telling his stories. As a matter of fact, he simply stopped talking. Were they trying to do that? No. In all fairness, they thought they were helping him remember it the way it really happened. The memories you have are one thing. Over time, you will again remember some of the good memories. But let's talk about the kids. If you have moved them in, meaning your loved one, in with you, your memories, the memories they retain are of them living with you. These memories will stick with them forever. I can tell you that without hesitation. If you planned for your care and you expect your children, if you haven't planned for your care and you expect your children to step in, there's a good chance they won't. Not because they don't love you, because they know what you went through. And the memories of their grandparents will be one of isolation and sacrifice. They won't bring friends home. They won't do sleepovers. So they'll go through the school years with limited friends. Why? Because you are stretched to your max. You aren't able to go to school functions. Vacations become a thing of the past. So while you believe the sacrifice is just yours, it's not. The kids sacrifice their childhood as well. Not sure I'm telling you the truth? Think of the last time you went to the playground or the movies or on a vacation. Especially think about the last time, if you've moved them in with you and you're taking care of them, think of the last time you went somewhere, anywhere, and didn't think about, are they okay? Your loved one will become more dependent than your children because your children are growing up and learning to be more independent. Your loved one is digressing and becoming more dependent. I want to add here, I've joined a group, like I said, on Facebook to help support caregivers. Those stories I hear hurt my heart. But what hurts me even more is forcing their children to live them. It is impossible to shield them from what is happening. And it's not pretty, nor is it elegant, nor is it dignified. The only thing a child remembers is you weren't there for them. If it was between the children and your parent, you chose the parent because you had to. I've lived that reality and can tell you the truth is better than lies. My journey started at 7. My grandmother had a massive stroke. We kids were told that she fell off her tricycle. Grandma never moved in with us, but Mom would get us from school and go straight to the nursing home. I still remember that smell, that stench. That progressed on to my mom and dad, and both needed care eventually. I didn't do the physical care, but I did support the house. I did support them financially. I was 18. I've asked young grandchildren of clients who were moved in with their adult children how they liked having grandma or grandpa. around. Most told me it wasn't fun. Why? Well, they get mean and yell at me. This is a tough subject, but this is what I hope to get through here. The memories you have of your parent stretch back to your childhood. You remember good times. Your children won't have those memories. And I'm sure if you asked your mom or dad if that's what they wanted, really, and when they were in their right mind, let's go there, they'd have told you there's no way they want to burden you or put those memories in their child's or their grandchildren's history in their mind. So think very carefully about what you're willing to sacrifice and what you're willing to ask your children and your spouse to sacrifice. And like I say, remember that Coffee with Ralph is a free 15-minute chat with me. No pretenses here. No, I want to say nothing. I just want to hear what you've got to say, answer your questions. If I can help, I'll help. But what does that have to do with living a compelling life in retirement? Plenty. It is physically, financially, and emotionally draining to provide care. While you're providing care, you aren't preparing for your own future. And I have to tell you that most kids taking care of a loved one, most adult children taking care of a parent, when I ask them what's their plans, I get this deer in the headlights stare, like, I don't know where to start even. It's so overwhelming that I just think, I won't need it. I won't need it. Well, that's what your mom and dad thought too. That's what your grandma thought. And I'm going to tell you, that's what you think. Truth is, we're all going to need it at some point in time. Think very, very carefully. If you want to live a compelling life in retirement and not become a physical or emotional or financial burden on your children, step up and set up your own plan of care. Don't know where to start? CoffeeWithRalph.com. We'll get on, you'll get on my calendar and I'll provide you the white paper on how to start your planning. If you want my help in preparing, we can discuss that on the call too. Hey, listen, this has been Coffee with Ralph. It's Thursday, February 24th. I wish everybody a blessed day. Think carefully about what kind of memories you